On Thursday, the 18th of January 2007, Prince George was honored with the premiere of New Wrestling Nation. The night was filled with excitement, drama, action, expert moves, familiar faces, and some new talent that the world will soon get to know very well. Oh, and by the way, the Trailer Park Boys are here too.
New Wrestling Nation was built on a vision of increasing the notoriety and the exposure for Canadian wrestling, bringing the very, very best Canadian wrestlers to one roster, which usually you get 10 or 15 different rosters, one for each province, one for each city type of thing. We took the best of the best in every region. You see Scotty Mack here tonight, you see John Cutler here tonight, you see Wavell Star, you see Sin, you see a lot of great talent, and we put it all together on one show, brought in Rikishi to work with them, and the Trailer Park Boys, and really our goal is to see this go to the next level in Canada, because right now you hear WWE, you hear TNA, but you don't hear anyone in Canada that's trying to do this.
Throughout the night, I was able to ask a few of the wrestlers where it was they received their training.
At Bret Hart's house through a guy named Leo Burke. He's a legend in Stampede Wrestling, if anybody knows. I don't think he got it as much out here, but Leo Burke was the, I don't even know to say, his day he was the champion everywhere. He was the Stampede champion, Atlantic Grand Prix champion, Puerto Rico, anywhere he went, he was a champion. He actually was commentating in the NWA, and when the NWA, when they were voting in a new champion, and Harley Race was voted in, Leo was one vote behind him. I've known Mike Davidson for many years. He'd run a few promotions before, so he'd asked me to come down, and we have a school and a show in Edmonton called Monster Pro Wrestling, so we got a pretty good group of talent and stuff out there. So Mike called us up and said there's a big show out here, and asked me if I wanted to come, and he's here in a heartbeat.
Vancouver, British Columbia, ECCW, Michelle Starr, Chance Beckett, Vern Siebert, and then learned a lot along the way from a lot of other very talented wrestlers. Been very good to me. I was contacted, and if I'm not mistaken, referred to on the NWN MySpace as the hottest or best or greatest untapped talent in Canada.
While backstage, I had the opportunity to ask what it was like to recover from major injuries that this career of choice can provide.
It is kind of hard, especially for those guys, because that's, generally what they're doing day in and day out. At least I have, I wrestle and I have another job as well, so I can fall back on something, but this is their living. This is what they're making. Personally, myself, I had knee surgery about 2 years ago, and it wasn't anything to the degree of a quadricep tear like Triple H, but it kept me out for a good 3 months, 3-4 months, and I tell you, the getting back into it is hard.
Like people always ask us, is it real? Do you guys get hurt? Well, I mean, we do get hurt, and it kind of sucks when you're on top and then you turn around and an injury, happens to you, but that's something that we can't stop in our business. The recovery is kind of the most difficult thing because it depends what kind of injury you have. Like for me, I tore my rotator cuff, and I had the same doctor that works on Triple H is now Dr. Jim Andrews in Birmingham, Alabama, who's one of the best doctors in the world. So my recovery took 8 months, and it's just a lot of hard work,
A moonsault from the top rope to the outside of the ring knocked me silly. Ended up with a concussion, rolled my ankle, was walking funny for a couple weeks.
I mean, I could show you, I got holes in my elbows from bumps and stuff like that, and I've had my knees done. I have a bulging disc in my back, so on any given day, if it decides to get irritated, it pushes the disc over top of it out of place. I can't walk.
I've always liked Canada. Canada's a kind of special place in my heart. This is where I kind of first started in the business for Montreal, when they had Dino Bravo, Rick Martel, the Creechmans back in the day. So I enjoy Canada, but I don't like the snow a little bit, but the food is great.
Every time we're going to give them something different. We're going to give them something that they don't see, but something they want to see. Something, even if WWE came in, they couldn't give you. That's sort of our goal. I want to thank Prince George. I want to thank the people. They've been extremely friendly. For everyone, for me, the tanning salon, but like restaurants we've gone to, people we've seen on the streets, people in the building. This is one of the hottest crowds we've ever seen. I just can't say enough great things about the way the city of Prince George welcomed us. This is a great town, and I love it.
Thanks to the new Wrestling Nation, Rikishi, and the Trailer Park Boys, Prince George and the CN Center will never be the same. For Shaw TV, I'm JD.
You guys are fraidy cats. You're fraidy cats.